The government owes $127 billion in illegal taxes. And today is the day they start paying it back. What if the government taxed you illegally for a year? What if the Supreme Court agreed and ordered the money back? And what if your business is owed thousands, but the refund won't come automatically? On February 20th, 2026, the Supreme Court ruled in Learning Resources Incorporated versus Trump. Chief Justice Roberts wrote for a 6-3 majority. The court held that IEEPA, the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, doesn't give the president authority to impose tariffs. The tariffs were illegal. The money has to come back. The Constitution gives Congress, not the president, the power to set tariffs. Chief Justice Roberts wrote that the government's reading would give the president power to impose unbounded tariffs of any amount, for any duration. Those words, he said, can't bear such weight. 6 justices, the highest court in the country, ruling that every tariff dollar collected under IEEPA was illegal. That is not a close call, according to a CBP court filing on April 14th. Over 330,000 American businesses paid approximately $166 billion across more than 53 million shipments. Every dollar collected after that first tariff order was collected illegally. The portal is called CAPE, Consolidated Administration and Processing of Entries. It opened this morning at 8 a.m. Eastern on April 20th. 56,497 importers who pre-registered for electronic payment are eligible for approximately $127 billion in refunds, including interest. The $127 billion is 82% of the total $166 billion owed. Importers who didn't register for electronic payment process in later phases. Phase 1 covers 2 categories. Tariff payments that were estimated but not yet finalized, called unliquidated entries, and payments finalized within the past 80 days. Flexport, the trade logistics company, estimates Phase 1 covers roughly 63% of all IEEPA tariffs paid. The remaining 37% processes in later phases throughout the year. If you're an importer of record, log into the ACE Secure Data Portal at cbp.gov. Submit a CAPE declaration, ACSV, file listing every entry number for which you paid IEEPA tariffs. Accepted claims are refunded within 60 to 90 days via ACH electronic payment. One critical legal warning from multiple trade attorneys. Once you submit a CAPE declaration, it can't be amended. One wrong entry number can cause that line to be rejected. If your tariff exposure runs into tens of thousands of dollars or more, have a licensed customs broker or trade attorney review your entry list before you submit. Getting it right, the first time matters more than filing in the first hour. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York studied this. American importers and consumers absorbed approximately 90% of Trump's tariff costs in 2025. Goldman Sachs estimated the tariffs added 0.7% to inflation. The Tax Foundation calculated the IEEPA tariffs cost the average American household $1,000 in 2025 alone. The CAPE portal refunds the importer of record only. Consumers can't file directly. The businesses that paid the customs bill get the money. They're not required by law to share it. But here are the 3 real pathways that could put money back in your pocket. And I'm going to be exact about each one, because the details matter. The first pathway, FedEx. If FedEx collected IEEPA tariffs on your international packages as a customs broker, they have publicly committed to returning those refunds to the people who paid them. FedEx estimates it collected approximately $1 billion in IEEPA tariffs. Watch your account. The second pathway, class action lawsuits. Consumers have filed class actions against Costco, alleging it raised prices due to tariffs and would receive double recovery if it keeps the refund without passing it to customers. Similar suits are filed against Ray-Ban maker EssilorLuxottica and others. These cases are in federal court right now. If you bought from these retailers during the tariff period, you may be a class member without knowing it. The third pathway, price competition. $127 billion flowing back into businesses changes what they can offer. Lower prices, better vendor terms, more competitive markets. Not on a single date, but over the next 2 quarters. This is the indirect path, not a check in the mail. But lower prices, better vendor terms, and more competitive markets, driven by $127 billion re-entering the economy. Businesses that put tariff costs on business credit cards and lines of credit, and there were a lot of them, have been carrying inflated business credit utilization for the past year. Some of those businesses are sitting at 60 or 70% utilization right now. A tariff refund of $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 clears that balance in one payment. I've worked with business owners who had no choice. Tariffs arrived faster than they could restructure supply chains. They put it on the card. Utilization spiked. Business credit scores dropped. Funding applications got harder. And the answer was sitting in a federal court case the whole time. A business profile at 30% utilization and one at 70% utilization get completely different answers from the same lender on the same day, same revenue, same time in business, same owner. The utilization number changes the risk category, and the risk category changes whether you get funded. And at what rate? Here's what matters: the replacement tariffs are already in place. Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974 imposed a 10% global tariff on February 24th. It has a 150-day statutory cap. It expires July 24th, 2026. Most trade experts consider a congressional extension unlikely. The window between now and July 24th is when tariff pressure is lowest. Use it strategically. If your business receives a tariff refund, pay down your highest utilization business credit line first. Every point of utilization you drop before July improves your business credit profile before the next round of tariff pressure potentially hits. Don't absorb the refund into operations without doing anything strategic with it. Real quick before the last section. By the way, if you're getting value out of this, hit like and subscribe. I put out content like this several times a week because this stuff moves fast and you need to know it before your bank does. Serious about fixing your credit and getting your business funded? I wrote 2 books specifically for this. Credit Rewrite 800. The 800+ system is the complete system for rebuilding your personal credit score. Get Funded for Your Business covers the business side, how to separate business credit from personal, build the profile lenders want, and get approved when banks are being selective. Everything you need is inside both of them. Links are in the description. Grab them, that's it. Let's finish this. The first move. If your business paid IEEPA tariffs and you're an importer of record, file your CAPE declaration at cbp.gov this week. You need your entry numbers, your bank account enrolled in ACH through the ACE portal, and ACSV file of your eligible entries. If you used a customs broker, call them today. They can file on your behalf and include your entries alongside other importers in a single declaration. Remember, the declaration can't be amended after submission. Verify your entry numbers before you file. The second move. Pull your business credit reports from Dun & Bradstreet, Experian Business, and Equifax Business right now. Most business owners have never looked at their business credit file. Errors are more common on business reports than personal ones, and they sit unchallenged for years because nobody looks. Look for any account showing late payments that were actually on time. Any balance reported higher than it should be. Any public record that should have been removed. The third move. If you're still mixing business expenses with personal credit, stop this week. Get your business its own EIN if it doesn't have one. Open a dedicated business checking account in the business name. Apply for one business credit card under the business name only, not personally guaranteed. Every dollar of business expenses on your personal card inflates your personal utilization. Every business loan inquiry hits your personal report. That structure is costing you more than you realize. It's completely fixable. Fix it now while tariff conditions are at their lowest and lending windows are widest. The businesses that come out of this refund cycle with lower utilization, clean trade lines, and separated business and personal credit are the ones lenders say yes to in the second half of 2026. The ones that absorb the refund money into operations without any strategic credit moves will face the same barriers they faced before the refund arrived. $127 billion in illegally collected tariff money starts moving today. The Supreme Court ruled. The trade court ordered refunds. CBP built the portal. It opened this morning. Some businesses will get their money back and use it to pay down debt, strengthen their profile, and walk into the second half of 2026 in a better position than they started the year. Some will absorb it into operations, do nothing strategic, and wonder 6 months from now why their funding applications are still hitting the same walls. I release content like this several times a week. Every time banking, credit law, or tariff policy shifts in a way that affects your score or your funding. That's what this channel is. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. The tariff situation is not done. Section 122 expires in July. Section 301 investigations are running. The credit implications of whatever comes next will land on your file. You need to be ahead of it. Drop a comment right now before you close this. 2 things. What's your current credit score, and are you trying to get funded as a business, or still building personal credit first? Drop both answers below. I read every comment and reply to as many as I can. Your answer tells me exactly what to cover next. What's your score and personal or business credit right now? Drop it below. I'll see you in the comments.